Grand Rising, my star seeds. This is Illy Boy Pope with another Illuminating Rant. In this video, I'm gonna talk a little about. I'm gonna talk a little bit about fasting and a couple of things that come with that. Now, like I said in my last video, fasting, it isolates all of your physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental bodies and make you 110 times aware. Because when you fast and all you drink is water and, you know, at most one thing of tea, because you can't have more than 10 calories in a fast or you break it. So what starts to happen, like for instance, day one, what starts to happen is your physical body automatically experiences a change. Like, wait a minute. It doesn't fully go, but it's just like, wait a minute. Did we just stop eating? We eat. You start to catch on that you don't eat to necessarily stay alive and stay healthy. Most of the time you eat for pleasure. Most of the time you eat to distract yourself from something. And when you fast, you start to catch on to that. So like the first day of the fast, like the first time you fast is always gonna be the hardest, because like your body is a whole new thing. Like, people gotta understand, when you drastically do something that changes your body's regular routine or regimen, your body automatically responds like, oh shit, this is different. This is uncomfortable. This makes me feel uncomfortable. And like in my last video, being uncomfortable is actually a good thing because it makes you push through. So with that being said, whenever you're fasting, you have to learn how to transmute eating into a different body of eating. So for instance, since you're not physically eating, you can use physical awareness. You can use physical awareness instead of eating. Mindfulness. So like every time hunger arises and you feel hunger, ask yourself, am I actually hungry or am I actually craving something? Hunger and craving is two different things. And if I could speak from experience, I say most of the time humans eat is 80% craving, 20% actual need to eat hunger food. Why? Because there's a bunch of studies scientifically coming out talking about the human body only uses 20% of the food that we consume, meaning that we could live off 20% of our actual serving sizes. And that's food for thought. But that's another video. But in this video, you have to pretty much change that energy of hunger into a spiritual hunger, into a mental hunger, into an emotional hunger, and replace that physical ego, third chakra, the solar plexus chakra. You have to replace those energies with all of the other energies. And once you do that, your body, spirit, mental, and emotional heart, mind starts to communicate things that was blocked by eating. So for instance, like when I first started fasting, I was like, okay, I need to preoccupy my mind with something to not even think about food. So like the first time I fast, like I didn't smoke no weed. Like I do smoke weed sometimes when I fast because it helps with my spiritual ascension. To each his own. You don't need to smoke weed to ascend. Just like you don't need psychedelics, but it damn sure helps. But that's another video. But when I first did the 24-hour fast, I started the Monday 24-hour fast. God, the universe called me to do it. I was like, okay, well, I need to preoccupy my mind. So that whole day, the first damn near 4 to 6 hours of the day I spent by myself. Like I had to go to work, but like I spent it mentally in meditative mode, reflective mode, by myself. I didn't even have my phone. I left my phone in the car. Spent that whole time by myself, monitoring how I feel, monitoring my thoughts, my feelings. When I think of the future, when I think of the past, when I think of the present, how I respond to people, like I just become very mindful. And then once I reach that certain point, I introduce some type of spiritual podcast or self-help podcast, and I just really open my whole self up to it, to consume it, to eat the knowledge and the spiritual wisdom like food. And like, I started learning, like, dang, like once I started consuming the spiritualness of the podcast and the videos, like the hunger started to dissipate. It started to dissipate. And then the only time I started feeling hunger was when I seen food. Like I would have to see food or smell food to be quote unquote hungry. But when I think about the food and how I felt in the divine state of the fast, I'm physically not hungry at all, and physically could go on fucking forever, because technically you don't have to eat. Water, sunlight, different things like that actually gives you enough. Look up breatharians. They don't eat. They live off the energy of the earth, which is infinite. So that's another story as well. But we don't need food. Like 80% of the food we consume is cravings. The other 20% is actual food to sustain our physical body. So yes, that's that. I will drop more videos about fasting, but the point of the video is transmutation. When you start to fast, use that gateway, use that window. Of course y'all gonna run the stop sign, cause your motherfuckers don't care. Just seeing somebody run a red light, hit somebody. It's like, man, you in a rush, but hitting somebody, you just made yourself even more late. So hopefully that person gains that spiritual wisdom of why what happened to them happened. And who knows, it wasn't me. I perceived. But yes, transmutation. Turn that physical hunger into a spiritual, mental, emotional hunger. Like, for instance, manifestation. And I'm gonna end the video at this part. Manifestation. Whatever you hunger for is what you want to strive for in the spiritual realm. So for instance, like me, I hunger for balance. I hunger for spiritual, emotional, and mental clarity. I hunger for abundance. I hunger for light, love, and the expansion of consciousness of all. And when I say of all, I mean humans, I mean animals, I mean insects, I mean aliens, quote unquote. I mean the ascension of all and the abundance of all. That's what I hunger for. So when I'm in the spiritual state of fasting, and I replace my physical hunger with my spiritual, emotional, mental hungers, it's like the universe gives you a jump start, and it pushes you towards your goal. There's a quote that says, whenever you set an intention, the universe conspires to work for you. And that's real 3 talk. And right there, that is another illuminating rant. Stay blessed, stay happy, stay drinking water, stay healthy, stay abundant, stay alive, because there's only life. Energy can't be created nor destroyed, therefore there's only life. So continue to live and continue to breathe in that prana, which is the life force that sustains us. That is Illy, and I am out. Illy and out. Love y'all.